We have breaking news here on CBS Sports HQ, Week 1, and we have our first top 25 takedown. Colorado taking out 17 TCU, 45-42. Shedeur Sanders to Dylan Edwards there for a 46-yard game-winning touchdown, as it turned out. The defense held for the Buffaloes on TCU's next drive, and they managed to stop them on 4th down and then run out the clock. What a debut for Deion Sanders in Colorado. They go to 1-0. TCU, last year's college football playoff finalists, 0-1 to start the season. What a day for this Colorado team. We have talked about Travis Hunter and the day that he had. You can see him 11 receptions, 119 receiving yards. He played over 100 snaps in this game on both sides of the ball. Shedeur Sanders, an incredible day for Colorado. 510 yards, a school record in a single game, 4 touchdowns. And then you had the receiving corps. Oh boy. We have a lot to talk about when it comes to this game. And let's bring in Danny Kannell to discuss this. First, Danny, going into this game, Colorado 21-point underdogs to TCU. This total sitting at 63. It went well over that. Went to 87. But how surprised are you the way that Colorado came out and played this one?
Wow. It was awesome. I mean, it really was. And there are a lot of people like myself who doubted this turnaround attempt from Deion Sanders, the way he overhauled this roster, taking over a program that was 111. You know, it's controversial. A lot of other head coaches across college football didn't like it. So everyone doubted this program. Well, Deion Sanders, Travis Hunter, Shedeur Sanders, his son, they just proved all the critics wrong. And I know it's only one game, but it was a massive start to the season. And even if they still only go 6-6, which I think now is looking more likely, it's still a phenomenal storyline for college football. I think it's great for the sport. And you could see the confidence oozing from Deion Sanders, and I think it was infectious in that entire locker room.
Slated for 3.5 wins was their over-under total for this season for Colorado. Yeah, by the way things look right now, going over it. But let me ask you this. Travis Hunter, the way he played today, over 100 snaps, both sides of the football, Heisman conversation?
Yeah, Jeremy, how about this? That we could actually be having a conversation today that Travis Hunter and Shedeur Sanders could probably hurt each other in the Heisman race because they could take votes from each other.
Incredible.
They both played offense, but the thing that concerns me, and I think this is a legit concern for both of them, Travis Hunter especially playing as many snaps, is health. You know, you were subjecting yourself to a lot of hits, to a lot of wear and tear on your body. That would be what would prevent this great turnaround story from continuing as if one of these players go down. But I love it because I think, you know, in sports in general, the higher level you get, they want to see more specialization. And Deion Sanders, who did it himself, is like, nah, I want my best players out there on the field all the time. And it was awesome today. And that interception was one of the biggest plays of the game, along with several third down catches that he made at wide receiver. I think it's fun. It reminds me of high school. You know, you played both ways. It was awesome.
Champ Bailey, Charles Woodson, Adoree Jackson, Miles Jack, maybe Travis Hunter inserting his name into some of the great two-way players in college football. As Danny mentioned, it is only one game, but how big of a loss is this for TCU?
This is a tough one. Home opener, you know, and they had been disrespected in the rankings. I think that probably bothered them. They did lose a lot of talent, but you have to defend your home field. And trust me, this is a team that no one wanted to lose to. No one wants to lose to Deion Sanders in Colorado, so there's pride on the line. You're trying to protect your house, and to go out like that, you know, they made some mistakes, and the defense to me was probably the most surprising thing, giving up that many points. But also, they kind of got away from the run game. They were running the ball pretty successfully throughout the game, and they got a little bit cute. Remember, Kendall Briles is a new offensive coordinator. I thought they got away from the run a little bit. I think they'll be okay. I mean, clearly they're not going back to the playoff this year, but they definitely have to get in that film room, start to eliminate some of the mistakes, and I think the coaches have to reevaluate the game plan when they look back on it.
Chandler Morris, 2 touchdowns on the day with 2 interceptions. Imani Bailey, big running the ball for TCU today, 164 yards, but it was Trey Sanders that did the scoring, the Alabama transfer, scoring 3 touchdowns. Okay, top 25 implications here, Danny. Does TCU fall out, and what does this mean for Colorado?
TCU 100% will be out. I think should be out. And I think anytime you look at that, I mean, Colorado, you have to forget what you saw last year. And if they beat a team that is top 25, I have no problem putting them in the top 25. So I think you will see them. That was a big road win against a Power 5 opponent. I think you got to give them credit for it and put them in.
Wow, a team that was slated for 3.5 wins. Danny Kannell saying, hey, put them in the top 25 at least to start the season. A big win for them. Next game for them is against Nebraska, who are 0-1, lost 13-10 to Minnesota in their opener. I mean, early look at that game. It looks like Nebraska better be ready for some high-flying offense.
And it's the home opener in Boulder. That place is going to be absolutely rocking. You want to talk about pressure. Now the pressure's on Matt Rule, the head coach of Nebraska. He's staring down an 0-2 start potentially. I'll be curious to see what the line is early. Colorado, who I think was going to be around a 10-point underdog before the season, is that flip around potentially? And all of a sudden they're a home favorite. There are going to be some fascinating storylines. And then there will still, I am willing to admit I was wrong, Jeremy. There will still be critics that say, it was just one game. You know, they didn't play any defense. It was just one game for Colorado. I'm going to say, you know what? I'm going to give them credit. And I think this is a different program that has a different outlook.
It's certainly going to be very, very interesting. Colorado certainly putting up a number of storylines with the big upset over TCU. Week 1 gets off to a flyer here in this one. Colorado, breaking news here on CBS Sports HQ as they take down TCU 45-42 to open the season. We'll recap the game here for you. As mentioned, Shedeur Sanders, record day for Colorado, 510 yards through the air, completed over 80% of his passes. Danny, as a quarterback, you love to see that.
Awesome. Incredible accuracy. But more impressive was the poise and composure on the road, tough environment.
And Dylan Edwards there, 3 touchdowns for him, 135 yards. He also had a rushing touchdown. Big day for Colorado as they start 1-0. More HQ coming up.